Hey there guys, PC Guy here, and this is going to be the first in a series of review videos that I'm going to be doing of the stuff that I got, and I'm going to be starting with the camera that I got lately. It's an Apeman A80 action camera. I'm going to do a quick unboxing now, then show you a bit of, well, how well does it film, the quality of the video you can expect from it, and pictures on different modes, and a little bit of playing with the settings to see what we can get out of it. As far as unboxing goes, it's pretty straightforward. I already opened it, so I had to charge it to be able to do the video for you guys. So as far as unboxing goes, pretty straightforward. You get a little card saying hello, thanks for buying on top, and you get a case with all the, well, everything in it. It's a relatively sturdy case. This is an action camera, mind you. I'm not going to be using it for anything crazy, but for the people that are, and a lot of people might be, this is a travel case that is relatively sturdy. It's not completely, it's not completely solid. If you drop it, it's fine. If you drop something on it, then it might not be as fine in terms of how well it is in there. You have quite a lot of accessories, which I will do my best to show you. And well, I'll just look for a list first so I don't miss anything. Looking at all the accessories included in here, I should point out that this camera cost around 50 something euros, that would translate to around the $60 mark or something on Amazon. So for all of the stuff that you can see here, that's not really crazy, and that's a pretty good amount of goodies that you get. It's a bit awkward to do this review still with the webcam, but that's something that will improve in the future videos when I can use this camera to do the reviews. In any case, you get the camera already in the waterproof case, which I will not be using underwater obviously, but for those that are, it comes included, and the camera comes in there. So there are some instructions in the back on how to get it out of the waterproof case, so that's not an issue. You then have a variety of mounts for different types of tripods and holders and that sort of thing. You have at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different mounts and mount components here, so you are pretty covered whatever you want to mount this camera. Comes included with clips and hooks for backpacks, bicycles, cars, as well as a variety of tripods, rotary screws so the camera can spin around in there, so there are plenty of possibilities for this. It also comes with 2 batteries included. They are 1050 mAh batteries, so not the biggest, however they come with 2, so you can easily switch them on the go, and each of them should last you for a bit over an hour. On the other side of the case, you get a variety of straps, a couple more mount adapters, a little cloth to clean the camera lens or the screen if it gets too dirty from your fingers, as well as a strap to try to make sure that your camera really does not fall. Not included is a charger for the batteries. However, if the battery is in the camera, it does come included with a USB cable that you can plug to the camera, and it will charge as it is plugged in there. As far as what formats it supports, it has a wide lens up to 170 degrees. Obviously you'll experience some that fisheye effect when you have it that wide, however that can be fixed on other programs like editing programs, although it will result in a bit of a loss of field of vision, but yeah, you have that option to fix it. You can always narrow the field of vision down in the camera settings, so the effect will not be as prevalent. In terms of recording, it records at 1080p 60 or 30 fps, 1440p at 30 fps, and it also records at 4K at 24 fps. Camera wise, in terms of photography, it has a 20 megapixel camera. I will show you guys some well, footage of that, as well as footage of the video itself.
This is a 1080p 30 fps sample in natural light filming our backyard outside. Never mind that it looks a little bit messy, we got delivered some bad sand for our tiles, so that's gonna need some fixing when spring hits, but in any case the quality seems pretty decent and pretty great for this price point. This is a sample of inside recording with the lights not very high, just a low light situation. If you maximize, you'll be able to see a bit of grain on the image and noise, which is very far from ideal. This is a recording with lights a bit higher, trying to improve the grain and noise situation. It's filmed with highlight inside at a 70-degree angle on the camera. And these have the same conditions, but this time with a 170-degree angle on the camera, which is the maximum it allows. Something worth noting is the fisheye effect that can often be found in action cameras. It's very prevalent on this shot here, and well, there is no way on the camera itself to fix it, or well, to diminish that fisheye effect, although it can be edited out in editing programs. This is a sound test. This is how the camera sounds. If it's inbuilt microphone, there's no case around it or anything of the sort, just a pure camera with its own inbuilt microphone at around 30 centimeter or well 1 foot range, I guess. As far as settings on the camera themselves, there are a lot of settings. However, I could not really manage to make it record in good quality with indoor light. The outside light, as you saw, was pretty great for the price point that it is. The indoor light is something that's really holding me back from calling this camera my new recording camera, and I'm actually considering returning it because that was the intention, and well, does not seem to pan out very well. Now, as for the settings on the camera, you have resolution, obviously, you have loop recording, gyroscope to help stabilize the image when you are moving around like action cameras are supposed to. Let's be fair, I'm trying to give it a static indoor camera good quality picture use, and that's not the point of cameras like this, so it's a bit on me for trying to use it for something that is not supposedly its strong point. Further on with the settings, we have time-lapse recording and motion detector, which is great for example, surveillance purposes. If you want to use it like that as a motion detector, it can record audio, obviously. You might have heard some audio on the clips that I showed. Date stamp, which might or not be useful if you are, for example, doing surveillance stuff. You can adjust the angle, and it has diving mode, night scene. I have my doubts about the night scene capabilities, although I have not necessarily tested it, because of, well, how you saw that the low light capabilities were. Self-timer, image size, and then quality settings like quality presets, sharpness, white balance, color presets, ISO, exposure value, anti-shaking, which is more for the pictures, while the gyroscope is more for capturing video, and then other different things like Wi-Fi control, daytime, auto power off, voice prompts, and settings for if you want to set it on your car and such. It has a few others like screensaver, that sort of thing, but let's face it, that's not what we were buying the camera for. Something that you might also have noticed is that the color fidelity when it's on low light situations is not really great. When it's on outside light, it looked pretty good really when I previewed it while preparing this video. However, the inside footage was not necessarily amazing. So this seems to be a camera that works pretty well when in natural light outside on a sunny day, but as soon as that falls, and even though there are settings in the camera to combat that, as soon as the light is not ideal, the camera does seem to struggle with image quality, specifically the noise and grain in the picture, which it's not great for the use I want to give it. So what do I have to say about this camera? For around $50-something or 50-something euros, it's a good camera, it is. It does pretty well outside if you're buying an action camera for outside, or for on the dashboard on your car, or for surveillance purposes. It is a great camera for the price that they ask for it. However, if you, like me, are looking for a cheap camera to do some recording indoors, then this is not the camera for you, and it is probably also not the camera for me. The camera I'm using right now is the Logitech C920, and it gives better image quality even in low light than this one gives. Granted, it's a bit more expensive and it is limited to being a webcam, but this, much like the webcam, this does not have an actual zoom function. It records poorly in low light like we saw. So is this really an upgrade for the channel as I was hoping it would be? Not really. So that is my advice to you guys. If you are going to be using this as security camera, dashboard camera, or action shots outside while you're out in the nature, or doing some off-track mountain biking or whatever, seems to be a good camera for that. Cheap, accessible, easy to set up, so no complaints there. Seems to be comes with a slew of accessories, as you saw, so pretty good purchase in that aspect. If you are looking at indoor recording or not low light, I have plenty of light, I would say, here, but if you are working with non-natural light or low light situations, then this is not the camera for you, and I cannot recommend it. The price is very attractive, but for those particular use cases, I don't think this is the camera for you guys. So it gets a solid A for me as far as outdoor recording in good light, but it's just barely passable for indoor recording, and you are better off just using a webcam or something like that, or investing on a higher quality camera that is actually suited for that sort of work. So this has been Ethic PC Guy. Hope you guys are a bit more enlightened. If you have been thinking of buying this camera for whatever uses you want to give it, hope this has helped you make your decision. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Drop a like in the comment, tell me what you think, and give me some suggestions of good cameras for indoor recording on a reasonable budget, because, well, seems like I'm in the market for that again. So drop one suggestion or two down in the comments, drop a like on the video if it has been useful to you. Feel free to check our other content and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see us grow and well, maybe be able to afford a decent camera sometime soon. And I hope I'll see you guys around.